Have you ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering if chasing your dream is supposed to feel like running a marathon in flip flops? On a treadmill? That's on fire? You're pouring your heart and soul into something you love, but that nagging little voice in your head just keeps getting louder, whispering in a whisper, "Hey, maybe it's time to quit." We've all heard that quitters never win, but what if that's not the whole story? What if that urge to give up isn't a sign of weakness, but actually your brain's ancient survival software working exactly as designed? Section 1. Why wanting to quit is totally normal. Let's be real. Most of us think giving up is a character flaw. We beat ourselves up for feeling lazy or undisciplined when the thought pops into our head. But the truth is, your brain is hardwired to protect you. Its main job is to conserve energy and keep you safe from pain, embarrassment, and failure. Think of it like an overprotective friend who sees you struggling and gently says, "You know, you could just not do this." It's not your enemy. It's a survival mechanism that's been fine-tuned over thousands of years. The problem isn't the software itself, it's that we were never given the user manual. So, the secret isn't to fight this instinct, it's to understand it. Learning when to listen and when to push back is a superpower. When you reframe these internal alerts not as stop signs, but as helpful check-ins, you can turn that anxiety into fuel. Section 2. Hacking your brain's survival code. So, how do you actually do that? It starts with a few simple mind hacks that are surprisingly practical. First, name your inner critic. You know that voice telling you to quit? Give it a ridiculous name, like Worried Wanda or Doubtful Dave. That way, when your brain screams, "You're not good enough," just stop. You can take a step back and say, "Appreciate the input, Dave, but I've got this." Naming it creates just enough distance to turn a scary internal command into a silly suggestion you can choose to ignore. Second, swap fear for curiosity. Our brains naturally default to asking, "What if I fail?" because failure feels like a threat. You can hack this by asking a different question. What can I learn here? This simple switch flips your brain from fear mode into discovery mode. Instead of dreading feedback or mistakes, you start seeing them as data. Suddenly, every potential failure just becomes a really interesting experiment. Third, master the micro habit. A huge dream can be so intimidating that it sends your brain's threat detection system into a panic. The fix? Shrink the dream into the tiniest possible action. Want to write a novel? Your goal isn't the book, it's writing one single sentence, just one. When you achieve these tiny goals, your brain releases a little hit of dopamine, creating a positive feedback loop that builds momentum. Before you know it, you're not fighting your brain anymore. You're tricking it into becoming your biggest fan. Section 3. The Art of the Comeback. Even with these tricks, you're going to have bad days. Days where you hit a wall and your motivation just evaporates. For those moments, you need a couple of recovery tactics. One of the best is the plot twist reset. When you mess up, feel stuck, or just totally flop, physically stand up, stretch, and say out loud, "Plot twist." Yes, it sounds ridiculous, and that's the point. The physical action breaks the mental spiral you're stuck in. It resets your mood and your mind, signaling that this isn't the end of the story. It's just an unexpected and maybe even funny turn. Next, learn to use the thread pull technique. Treat every setback not as a solid brick wall, but as a single loose thread. Gently pull on it. Ask yourself why it happened. What did you learn about your strategy or even about yourself? Maybe you discovered you absolutely hate one part of the process. That's valuable information. Every mistake hides a lesson or a new path forward. Ignoring these threads is like throwing away a map that could lead you somewhere even better. These strategies aren't about becoming invincible. They're about becoming resilient in a messy human way. It's a dance between pushing ahead and knowing when to pause. If hacking your brain's quirks makes as much sense to you as it does to me, hit that subscribe button for more ways to make psychology your superpower. And I have to know, drop it in the comments. What's the name of your inner critic? The people who actually achieve their dreams aren't superhuman. They don't have some secret formula that prevents them from ever wanting to quit. They're just the ones who understand that feeling is completely normal. They've learned how to listen to that ancient, worried voice, give it a little nod, and say, "Not today, thanks." They treat failure as a lesson, not a life sentence. So get out there, trip, stumble, and have a good laugh about it. Then get back up. You'll be amazed at where you end up.